May we speak, hear, and live the truth, come whence it may, cost what it will. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Please be seated. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a hot one, isn't it? It's even hotter up here. So glad you're all here. If you missed the memo, I'm David B, the Executive Director of Samaritan Ministry, and it's a great pleasure to be here, and especially be here with Linda Cole, who's one of our participant graduates from Samaritan, from the Nova office, the Northern Virginia office, and she's going to share her story in just a minute. But let me first say how excited I am to be back for a second joint Empower the Homeless Sunday between St. Thomas and St. Luke's. It's even more exciting that in this Sunday, this time, because indeed for the first time you're hearing from a participant from Samaritan's program. So first of all, I want to acknowledge you and give it up for yourselves for this great collaboration, this further step forward in coming together and celebrating the mission you share in Samaritan. So give it up for yourself. And I also want to pause and acknowledge today's organizers, the partner reps from both churches that made this possible at both St. Thomas and St. Luke. So just raise your hand, organizers, when I call your name so folks know you. A lot of folks know you, but not everybody knows you. Audrey Thurman from St. Luke's, Carol Coonrod from St. Thomas, Melanie Cook from St. Luke's, Karen Garlick from St. Thomas, Dan Costello from St. Thomas, and Kurt Jacobs from St. Thomas. Give it up for the organizers that made this morning possible, which includes the bake-off, which I'm especially looking forward to. Now, before I introduce Linda, let me just remind you who it is that we are and what we do at Samaritan Ministry. How many of you have heard the fishing metaphor? You know, the notion, some version or another, that if you give a fish to a person, they can survive for a day. But if you teach them how to fish, they can thrive for a lifetime. How many of you have heard that adage, that short little metaphor? Well, it's a good metaphor for what we do and who we are, which is to say, empowering participants. And we call them participants because they participate in their own life change. Empowering participants in the Next Step program to live a sustainable, purpose-driven life through rigorous and compassionate coaching, where they do the work. They do the work with our guidance, but they do the work. And what that amounts to is making a plan, thank you, setting their own goals, and taking the next steps that are required to meet those goals. Hence the name of the Next Step program. And I'm proud to say that this Next Step approach to life change is something we pioneered over 30 years ago. Work that is intentionally an empowering hand-up as opposed to just a hand-out change work, not charity. How does this coaching work? Well, it works through a practice of rigorous compassion. You've heard me use both words earlier. Rigorous compassion, which is really two things. On the one hand, it's the support and encouragement, the compassion we offer participants. And we're all perhaps more familiar with that than the other side, because the other side is equally important, and it's what we get from the closest people in our lives. But imagine, if you will, that our participants have few, if any, people like that in our lives. And the other element is challenge and accountability. But those are just my words. So today, as you know, we're blessed to hear this transformative work come alive today through the story of Linda Cole, who came to Samaritan Ministry almost 10 years ago through our Northern Virginia office. So please join me in giving it up for Linda Cole.
It was called Samaritan Ministry. If you want to help trying to get your life together, it was, a place to go. You could go and work on computers. They would help you with resume writing. If you needed like snacks through the course of the day, to get you through the day while you were out on the streets when you had to leave the shelter, they were available. And once you were in a position where you were trying to better yourself, and when I was in a position I was trying to better myself, I was offered bus tokens. They gave us clothes, gave me clothing for job searching, as well as job interviewing. They trained me, I guess how to speak when I go on the interviews to obtain a job. But eventually, I met Davis, the caseworker. She's the lead caseworker whom I befriended, and to this day I'm very grateful that she came into my life. I went into her life. It was, but she showed me like care and compassion. That because you're down now, you don't always have to stay there. She was great. She was very great. And she helped me with obtaining my first apartment. But also through her, through the resume writing and all, I was able to obtain a job during the time I was in the shelter with Safeway. And like I said, she was very, very instrumental with that. And after my probationary period at Safeway, I was able to get into work in the bakery as well as the deli. And now I continue to go to the office. I continue to give back to Samaritan Ministry because they've given so much to me. I've found, new ways of dealing with life. When I was out on the streets, trouble, dealing with drugs, it was not the life I thought I needed to live. One thing Ms. Davis always tells me that keeps me grounded is that when I came to Samaritan Ministry, she said, it seemed like you were ready for change. She said all you needed was just to be guided in the right direction. And that was the direction I really wanted to go. Well, after, once when I was about to leave the shelter, she helped me obtain an apartment. The apartment manager, at first he said I had the apartment, then he didn't want to rent me the apartment. I had less than a week left before I was to leave the shelter. So where was I going to be but on the streets again, homeless again. And Ms. Davis walked over to the apartment. She spoke with the guy, I don't know what she said to him, but he called me later on and he told me that you gave me a moving date. So, that right there started me on the path to doing the the things that I do now. Eventually, well, because he made life, I guess, so difficult for me being there, I would stay there maybe for about 15 months, but I was homeless once again. So I was determined I was not going to, go to the shelter. They said, I was told 30 to 60 days they'd have me, I would be able to find another place, get another place. That didn't happen. I was on the streets for almost two years. But I continued to go to Samaritan Ministry on my days off. Like I would go and just sit, and like if I had to be to work late in the evening, I would go early in the day and sit and talk with Miss Davis. And she kept my morale up. Don't give up. And I didn't give up. I continued, to go, and I continued. If there was anything she needed me to help her to do while I was there, I would help her. I was there to help her because she had helped me. And the main thing was don't give up. Even though right now you're homeless again, don't give up. And thank God I was able to find friends, some friends, for a period of time, maybe a few days at a time, would let me stay, sleep on their couch or whatever. And, but I still continued to stay grounded. And I didn't stray the path. I didn't go back to the life I was in. I continued moving forward. And, but like I said, through Samaritan Ministry, I've been given, like I said, a new lease. Eventually, I enrolled. I was working for Safeway. I left the area for a short period of time. When I come back, I didn't have a job. So I was enrolled in the DC Central Kitchen Culinary Arts Program, which I graduated from in 2012. And also, I graduated from the Arlington County Basic Computer Training Program. And like I said, I've been a participant since 2009, and I was in 2015. I believe I was a speaker for the Next Step Breakfast Club at the Next Step Breakfast at the National Press Club in Washington. That same year, later in that year, I received the Outstanding Achievement Award from Samaritan Ministry because I continue to try to give back what they've given to me. I try to tell friends, lead them in the path that I've been led in. Because you're in a bad place, you don't have to stay there. You can move on. But one of my biggest accomplishments that I've had recently was thanks to Governor McCullough and Ms. Davis, I'm a registered voter once again, and I'm able to vote. Now, I voted in the last presidential election, which I'm proud to say. but it makes me feel good that things are beginning to get better. I've moved into a very nice neighborhood in the Roslyn area. So, life is getting better. So all I do is have to give it time, and it will work itself out. I didn't give up. I continue to move forward. Like I said, Samaritan Ministry has been there for me, and also, within the past 2 years, I've started working as an FOC myself, which is the front office coordinator for Samaritan Ministry on a fill-in basis in the Northern Virginia office. If Ms. Davis calls on me and she needs someone to work the desk because she doesn't have anyone to work the front desk, it's a part-time position, and it's a volunteer position. But you know what? What I give back is worth more than the money I be getting paid. And I'm also able to, when some of the participants come in, give them a little history on, okay, if you stick with it, things can get better. You don't always have to stay down. Currently, I work for myself. I do my own ride-sharing program. But it's actually, I started out with Uber, but I work on my own basis. I work when I want to work now. I don't have to punch anybody's clock. I don't have to make up an excuse while I'm late, because all I do is turn the app on or turn the app off. And have no one to have to answer to. And like Miss Davis was like very, very instrumental. And I've always praised her for, helping me, but she'll always tell me, she said, no, she said, you know what? When you came to us, you were ready. She said, all you needed was some guidance to where you wanted to be. And here I am today. Okay? I would like to say that I enjoy a lot of the different events that I've been invited to since I've been volunteering, such as like the next breakfast. They have a lot of galas, which are silent auctions, and they have a staff and volunteer appreciation cruise, which I've been invited to for several years, and it's a wonderful little cruise. You get to meet and greet with a lot of the other workers for Samaritan Ministry at the different offices that I don't know. I get to meet and greet with them as well. But like I said, and then I also have, it's like people with positive attitudes. When we around positive people, positive things can happen. That's why I enjoy being with the Samaritan Ministry family. And I would like to thank you all for your time. Appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed mine.